good job in some ways. It looked like the first game with 8 newcomers. In other ways, I think that Coach Gary did a great job of trying to keep us out of rhythm, keep us out of sync on both ends of the floor. And I thought when we executed what we do best was when we played our best, and when we tried to do something that we haven't prepared for and didn't do what we were supposed to do, we looked pretty average at best. But in some ways, I thought we did some really good things, some things to build on, definitely some things that we need to begin to work on. He's improved. He's definitely been our hardest worker since the last day of our season last year. He worked extremely hard on his body and on his game this year, or since that time. Jimmy's really intelligent. He may not necessarily always come across that way. He's got a little bit of a Texas twang, all shucks, I really don't know what's going on. He knows what's going on. He's really intelligent. That definitely helps him. You know, when Czar got in foul trouble, CJ, I moved Jimmy to the 4, similar to what I did last year with Wes. And, you know, he doesn't get a lot of reps at the 4 in practice because he's our 3 if you go by positions. And we don't have a backup 3. So we just hodgepodge the best we can, particularly since DJO's been out. But because of his intellect, he's able to do multiple things. And that's extremely valuable. When he's attacking the glass the way he did to start the game, I think that breeds confidence in him because that is what he does best. But he's much more confident in who he is as an offensive player. And he's turned in to be our best defender just because he does exactly what we ask him to do every single pass, every single possession in practice. He'll be able to guard multiple guys. He'll be able to do multiple things offensively. I don't think he's a great player. I think he's a really good player that works extremely hard every day and has incrementally improved, and I think that he'll continue to improve. I think J-May, Jerron Mayman, and Darius Johnson-Odom, there are swing votes similar to what Jimmy Butler was for our team last year. Those 2 guys have got to be able to help us. I thought DJO came to life once he hit his first shot, but I thought he was somewhat removed from what was going on up until that point. He can't be that way. He's very offensive-minded, and I like that. He's athletic. He's working to do what we're asking him to do defensively. He's sometimes thinking more than he should, but that somewhat comes with it when he's only practiced 5 out of the 25 times that we've practiced. So I don't want to prejudge DJO, but we do need him. We don't necessarily need him today, but we need him to play today and improve today. And I think that Jerron Mayman is going to have a distinct role on our team. And he has a Big East ready body. He can rebound the ball. He can occupy his defender. He's a little careless with the ball, as you would anticipate a high school senior that playing for the first time. He had 2 turnovers. He can't have 2 turnovers, and he's got to make every single layup and or dunk. I don't care which it is, but make it. And once he gets that figured out, and he had his best week of practice, and he played much better tonight than he did against MSOE in our exhibition. J-May's got a lot of the same characteristics that Jimmy does. J-May's really smart, and his basketball IQ is extremely high for someone his age. He's just, sometimes that gets in the way, though, of his instincts of being a player. And that's, you know, he's played however many minutes. He's played 21 games in his career, so he'll get better. He'll get better. It's what I told him in front of our team yesterday. I've been trying to take my oldest children to school 3 days a week. And so when I do that, I'm allowed to see my youngest daughter when she wakes up. When she wakes up, she smiles. And so I just told him, every day you come in here, just smile and go to work. And that's, if he'll do that and continue to do that, he'll get better.
10 assists, 2 turnovers from Hui and Mo together. Is that what you're looking for out of those 2 guys, ideally?
Yes, for sure. I think those guys are somewhat limited in their talent, but they exhaust what it is that they are talented at. And I think they've done a great job of what we're asking them to do in secondary. And I thought they did a pretty good job, not great, but I thought they did a pretty good job defensively of applying pressure. And I don't know that we can play those guys together all the time. I think we're going to have to play them together in segments, particularly if somebody gets in foul trouble. Again, those guys don't ever get to practice with one another because of the way our injuries have been. So it's always Mo and Kubi competing against one another. And I think they're doing good.
Coach, are you concerned at all about Hayward's 2 games now? He's gotten in foul trouble against some smaller, lesser competition.
Well, it's not lesser competition if you're not good enough to stay on the floor. You know, maybe from a media perspective it is, but hey, if you're supposedly the best player and you can't play because you're in foul trouble, well then they're not as bad as what everybody says they are. We need him to play, and that's the deal. But you can't play if you're in foul trouble. We have to defend without fouling.
Is Mayman going to see a lot of minutes at the 5 there? Are you anticipating because of his size?
Well, we don't have a lot of big guys. Chris O'Toole was our only guy that had any size tonight, and for the most part, they're playing 5 guards, and he can't have any success doing that.
Darius make it out okay with his foot?
Yeah, I didn't specifically ask that question, Todd, before I left, but I think he was doing okay. I talked to him before I left the locker room.
Did you like what you saw out of him? Gave you some of that offense off the bench?
Once he made his first shot, I like what he was, but I'd have to look at the numbers, but he probably played, he played 23 minutes. I would say he played 8 to 10 minutes before he scored a basket. I'm not upset that he played that long without scoring a basket. I'm upset that he played that long and the guy he was guarding scored several baskets, and he couldn't guard the ball, and I think he got a couple of fouls. Yeah, he had 3 fouls. So, but like I said earlier, he's practiced 5 times, and he can score, and he is athletic. He just doesn't have a lot of confidence, and he's somewhat timid because he hasn't practiced enough. And Jimmy Butler's practiced every single practice. I've never kicked him out. He's never been hurt. He's never missed an individual workout. He's never been late. Those things accrue over time, and it's probably how you invest your money, CJ. It's compound interest,
They outscored you from the free throw line tonight. Is that a result of being an inexperienced team, or is it frustration?
A combination of both, Jim. We've got to have more paint touches because that's where you are going to get fouled, and we've got to prevent them from as many paint touches. We had 24 paint touches in the second half. They had 12. That's a pretty good number. In the first half, we had 18. They had 12. It needs to be 2 to 1. It needs to be 2.5 to 1 if you're going to make more free throws than they attempt. And in the first half, they scored 11. I think they scored 11 of their points from the free throw line. 11 out of their 29 points from the free throw line. That's no good. That's losing basketball.
Coach, 20 assists on 32 made baskets with 13 turnovers. You got a lot to work with. About what you expected so far in the season, though?
Probably. I don't think our team is selfish in any sense. I think that they were somewhat timid on, am I supposed to throw it here? Am I supposed to drive it here? Are they in zone? Are they switching man? Or are they in man? And I think a couple of those turnovers come from that. I think we had 4 offensive fouls. That's 4 turnovers. And we had a couple of careless, just throwing it out of the gym turnovers. And I don't know what the numbers would be on that, but it's probably okay. Not great, not terrible.